Hi, this is Dennis Wilborn. Welcome to Active Trend Trading. I want to thank you for stopping by. I hope the video you're about ready to watch provides additional information about how to train yourself to become a profitable trader. Aloha. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Dennis Wilborn with the Active Trend Traders. Welcome to Aftermarket Monday. It's been quite a kind of a busy day. We actually put on a couple of trades today. I hope you did get the alerts on those if you're a premium member. And also, we'll be taking a look at the bonus trades that we did last week and a few weeks ago to see how those are shaping up. And I want to take a real close look at gold, because I've made up my mind that gold is going to be a bonus trade. So if you are an active trend trader, regardless if you're a premium member or just a free newsletter member, you will get the alerts for the gold trades as we move into the July timeframe, when we should get a bounce in gold. I want to remind everybody that all the materials that we do present are for training purposes, and only traders should always pay per trade any new method prior to the risk of their own personal capital. Past performance does not guarantee future performance. Objective of Aftermarket Mondays is basically, let's take a really timely, actionable intel at the beginning of the week, and this ties together and kind of marries with our making money trading stocks and ETFs on Friday. The two are kind of combined. We do a real quick market review. Are we getting more downside and volatility? It seems like we're just range bound right now with the markets. So we'll take a look at some stocks and ETFs that are setting up. The three strategies that we follow, and we basically three strategies. We have 4 entry rules, 4 exit rules. Strategy 1, stocks ETF portfolio building for capital growth. We've been really working on that lately, and we have some nice open positions in our strategy 1 position. Strategy 2, trying to generate about $500 to $1,000 per week in this category. We've been average a little bit over $300 per week. Strategy 3, of course, is our foundation. We have foundation positions in Spiders, Tesla, and BABA. And we both focus on generating both income and capital growth, depending on what your individual need is. And just remember, there is no holy grail of trading, only tools and rules. I was going through it. Somebody sent me a really awesome free book, and it was called Trading by Faith, written by this Christian trader, and really was pretty good stuff. And one of the things I took away from it is it says, sometimes, because he says even he gets hit with these, losses that he really doesn't want to take. He goes, almost every huge trading loss is a result of pride. Us traders, we do tend to be a little bit prideful. I mean, we kind of, especially if you're having some, a little bit of success, because there's pride in, because people look at you and go like, oh, wow. Then they'll say, I couldn't do that, and all that kind of stuff. And it can go to your head a little bit. So he says, almost every huge loss is the result of overconfidence. And pride and overconfidence is basically the delusion that we are smarter than everyone else, including God. So I thought that was kind of an interesting quote that I'll just throw out there. My objective by the end of June is for the active trend trading amount to be up over 20%, because our target for the year, of course, is 40% every year. We achieved that last year, I think about 46%. And so we're sitting at about 19% right now. The Dow, just barely positive. S&P, the next weakest. NASDAQ Composite, and the Russell, strongest entities so far, going into this year. And so that's, S&P and the Dow just have not caught up yet. So let's see. So what are we looking at for this week and beyond? 1, market moving events. 1, I'm calling it the tariff tango. Because, at this point, I'm not sure that they've actually executed any tariffs, but they're talking, they're negotiating, and then the other countries are coming out and saying, now we're going to hit you with our tariffs and blah blah blah. It's going back and forth, and so that's causing a lot of volatility and smoke and mirrors and all that kind of stuff in the market. So I'm looking for that to continue to impact the market to somewhat, and I think every world leader is going to have their own Twitter account so they can shoot Twitter's tweets back and forth at each other, much the way our military used to shoot firing shots across the bow. Oil and OPEC meeting this week. What I'm hearing, the rumblings I'm hearing on regarding the OPEC meetings, that the results of this meeting will dictate what happens in oil prices for the next 12 months, approximately. And that the effects of it could mean either a plus or minus $30 move in a barrel of oil. So if you're experimenting a little bit with futures and all that kind of stuff, a $30 move in a futures contract of oil at $1,000, dollars per point on the future contract is $30,000. And so it's kind of interesting to be taking a look at that. And then we have earnings going on. So seasonal expectation, volatility continues high, wide range. Our moves right now are basically little traction, and that until Wednesday should have been removed. But a little traction probably until, for some of things, until after this weekend when OPEC meets. Bonus trades that we're looking at, and we're already in JNUG, which is the junior gold miners. 1432 is what we got into, a half position. Wouldn't mind adding another half position, about where it's at right now. And then Venom. Venom had a really nice move today, and actually a new buy signal for Venom. So you may want to be looking at adding a half, about 200 shares to that tomorrow. Then, of course, for premium members, we'll be talking. Look in your emails. I'll be posting tonight the On the Radar to go along with the Go No Go table that I posted, sent everybody an email on yesterday. But here's the entities that we're currently watching. So with any outcomes, with any trading, we're going to have 4 different outcomes. Win a little, lose a little, win big, lose big. Our objective is to, 1, eliminate number 4. That is our biggest risk. If we can eliminate these basically devastating big losses, and a lot of times it's just basically follow your rules, put your stop losses in, because almost every big loss I have ever had in my trading career has been because I violated my rule, didn't put a standing stop loss in, and then got ripped to the downside. And no matter how long you've been trading, you can put in your stop loss 9 out of 10 trades, but that on that 10th trade that you say, you know what, I'm not going to do it this time. That's the trade where Murphy's Law of Trading comes along and just rips your throat out. Anyway, we'll leave it at that point. So, hey, gold. I want to talk to you about gold. We are approaching this time of year in gold. Okay, what? And it's kind of interesting because here we are mid part of June. Gold has kind of turned down a little bit. And then we tend to then get a bid in the mid to the late part of July. And then it tends to rip higher. And I'm going to be talking about this exclusively in for the premium members tonight in the On the Radar video. But this move here could be very dramatic. And we'll take a look at that. But you look at it in JNUG. And JNUG just gets some of these moves. Like in February, got a move last year. This year, excuse me. Very profitable, moved up. This point from here to here actually corresponds from here to here, where gold tends to underperform and drop dramatically after the November, December, January run-up, and then it just drops out of the sky. And we can almost count on these. They're at least seasonal tendencies, and I want to show you what that looks like on an individual chart. And I'm going to jump to the charts right now. We're going to go through these very quickly. There we go. Okay. Let's take, and there's a couple of ways, different ways of trading this, but let's take a look at first the gold futures. Maybe, there we go. And I'm going to be focusing more on the weekly time frame, just to give us an idea of, okay, here's what I wanted to show everybody is basically I do want to go back to July. Okay, price actions on the gold futures have dropped all the way to this uptrending line. Now, is that going to correspond with what we're seeing in a sell-off during the July time frame? What we're seeing over here on the daily chart, and I'll blow that up a little bit better. We're seeing over here on the daily chart, big drop, midsection of June, corresponds with the seasonal chart really, really well. But we're at the uptrend line. Could we fall further? Certainly. We've got good, strong support down here at the 1250 level, and that would be okay. But the thing that I want to hone in on is last July. What happened? Okay, last July, gold went on a run where it ran from here up to here. What was that? It was only about 12%, almost 13% in gold. Well, it equated to $153 in gold. Again, if you're looking, there's a couple of different ways of trading this. One, GLD. Get ready to buy a call on GLD, and we want to pick it up here and expecting a similar type of move, anywhere from about a 10 to 12 to 13% move. The July before that, nothing happened because it got its run earlier in the June time frame. How far did it run? This is in 2016. It ran about 14%. So we already covered that one. And then we also can count on the gold, the tendency for gold to run during the last part of the year. Again, big run December last year, 11%, $143. October, November, December the year before, nice run, just up to the first move, $236. So those are the kind of moves that can basically really potentially change your trading trading results for the whole year if we're aware that they're coming up. And so it looks like right now that we're in this past December. Look at that, nice little 121. That's why I'm really encouraging my wife to finish her training in trading futures so she can be catching some of these moves up. So that's what I'm looking at. That. What are we currently trading on? GLD. Take a look at GLD. Similar type situation. If this holds, we are the 120 holds, or we get the TSI tick up on a weekly chart, then we can look and say, you know what? I'm going to buy, I would say, an at-the-money call that expires out in mid part of September, the monthlies for September. You can pick those up right now for approximately, let me roll this over. Whoops. There we go. Okay, GLD, maybe GLD. And so let's go out here, roll them out to the midsection of September, and typically the move on gold is just about done. And the 120, the 120s or the 121s and at the money 0.54 delta is running about, let's say, $2.80 to $2.85. So even if you bought like 5 of those, you said, I'm gonna risk $1,500. And we did get the larger move, the 13% move that would take this back up to, just go off. Let's go off of what we did last year. Make sure I'm in the July time frame. And let's see, it goes that high. Activate. And let's say we are close to the current low. Slap that in there. So it gives an upside of about 134. And so what would that mean to us? Oh, 134, which is about up about let's say $13 from where it's at right now. Let's say $12, and we roll out our. So we say $12. No change on the volatility, and let's just roll this out to the end of August. At the end of August, when we'd expect that move to be over. Well, that same little 121, I think we were looking at the 121 call would be worth $12. 13 to 14, yeah. And so anyway, just that's another way to trade it. And then the other way to trade gold is JNUG. And what did JNUG do? Okay, JNUG doesn't give us a really good picture on the weekly unless I go here like this. And if we go back to July last year, because it's not a pure gold trade yet. And so no, Eric, I don't have that position in GLD yet. I'm waiting for my reversal. I mean, it may be at that point, but I still don't have my TSI tick up. But last year, during the July run on gold, JNUG had a really nice little 71% gain. During the December run on gold, JNUG had a nice little 67% gain. If we currently get another bid on gold from approximately where it's at, or maybe a little bit lower, but let's say approximately where it's at, and it runs 70%, that's going to put us up here about 22, 21, about 21 up to 24, somewhere in that range where we'd expect this to be moving to, or even if it moved just to $20, that's a nice little gain. So that's the trade on potential trade on gold. Again, I'll be offering that as bonus trades to anybody who has signed up for the free newsletter, and of course the premium members get those with the text alerts and all those kind of things. So what else do we have going on here? Let's take a look at Venom. It reminds me of that song by Junior Brown. She's just venom. She's venom wearing denim or something like that. I think it's a country western song. Here's what I was talking about. We got into Venom up here on this TSI tick up here. It was kind of a little bit of a fake out, but we were in at 27.73. Our stop loss was at 26. We came really flirted with that a lot this morning, and look what we wind up with by the end of the day. A bullish engulfing, and a nice TSI tick up and cross, very positive. And so what I'm going to look at doing tomorrow, guys, ladies and gentlemen, on this particular one, is I'm going to actually put in a trade to probably, to buy 200 more shares at around somewhere between 27 and let's say 26.80, somewhere in that ballpark. Because oftentimes what you'll get after hours is we'll get a pullback into the midsection of this bullish engulfing. It does not void the bullish engulfing. This bullish engulfing will remain in play until the bottom's taken out. Okay, if it drops below 26, it voids that bullish engulfing. But that's a slight increase in volume. So that's another one that I just want to be I want to be basically increasing our presence on. I will also say JNUG. I will go back to JNUG real quick. It's so funny. There we go. I'm not getting a really lot of great movement here on JNUG, And so, but if I get back down here, 1360 to even 1350, which my stop loss on this is at 1340. I'm going to maintain the stop loss at 1340, but if I drop just a little bit, or even if it remains there, but I get a little bit of a TSI tick up, I want to jump on an additional 400, 500 shares. I think I had 500 shares in this. And that was a half position. I want to make it a full position because I want to be ready for the TSI, for the summer seasonality in gold. So, okay, my friends, that covers what I'm looking at going into tomorrow. I will be basically also watching, for premium members, I'll be watching oil, and I'll be watching gold, and the other entities that we are basically trading. Tesla, if you are a premium member, Tesla is just actually going ape. I mean, it's going nuts. We are approaching 50+% on our return on Tesla so far for the year. And if it pushes and reaches up to 75 or 80%, probably close that one out and open up a new to sell our strategy 3 premiums against. So that's what we're looking at. So okay, with that, I'm going to call it a day. Any real quick questions I can answer for anybody? Okay, with that, have a good afternoon, and God bless everybody. Aloha.